Have a good time, live a good life. What you mean when you say you are new, hey? What you mean when you play like all night? Nightlife is a highlight. I'm a fly guy, this is skyline. I don't got the time for my problems. I got the time to dissolve them. Music is my oxygen, I'm breathing, no stopping. Human but my oxygen, the music when it's dropping. Some about these vibes provided in these lines. I'm trying to design the rhyme, checking my mind. Music be described, I got ahead of my time. Beat be prescribed, cause I feed it full of lines. Money ain't nothing, you turn it into something. I'm selling for the money, make you look real funny. Put my own name in discussion, I'm a hustler. Working real hard to show you that I'm coming, So let me tell you that I'm going.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. So I just thought I would show you my pickups today. So I went out today to drop off some a box of quarters that I had finished coin roll hunting. Actually, it was a bunch of random bundles that had all added up to enough to make a box. So I took that with me today to drop off at a bank that I had not had much luck getting fresh boxes from. I have dumped a bunch of stuff there, and every time they pulled anything out, it was always stuff that I'd always brought back. So I was just going to continue to dump stuff to that bank, and went to a different bank just around the corner. I had some success, actually. They were the ones that had the Grand River Transit boxes, which I actually have another one here from Grand River Transit, and that one, so they're machine rolled, but I actually got a couple silver out of the last quarter box from them, so hoping I have some more luck with that. And then while I was there, I asked her if she had any pennies, and she says, yeah, we do. We've got about $40 worth of pennies, so she gave me that. While I was there, she also said, we've also got some half dollars and silver dollars, and she said, I know we've got some silver in them. I said, oh, that's awesome. Let me kind of take a look through those. So they had about 100 and some odd dollars worth of what turned out to be mostly nickel dollars, but I did get a little envelope here, and I'm going to go through that in a second, just to show you what I found there. But we ended up getting some nice stuff out of that. There was actually some silver in there. So, and she gave me, this box of quarters and these 10 rolls here. So a bundle, another $100. And I took off and I went to the other bank and dropped off the other box of quarters. Well, while I was there, they said, oh, hey, you know what? We've got some nickels for you. This lady just brought these in. And says the deal is, though, you have to take these with it. So they have this roll of 50-cent pieces. They're all 2002 commemoratives. And I knew they were there, and I didn't really want them. But anyway, they kind of said, oh, well, if you're going to take this, you got to take that. So I was like, well, all right, fine, whatever. I'll find a use for those 50-cent pieces. But anyway, so this is, and I haven't gone through yet, but I will go through it on a second. A bunch of 1945, I'm assuming. They look like they're all steel because they're all rusted. So get down underneath the light here. So you can see they're all 12-sided. I'm pretty sure they're all steel nickels, so that's cool, or chrome plated anyway. We'll go through those in a minute. Anyway, while I was there and she was kind of pulling some stuff out, I noticed they had some boxes that did not have my markings on them. So there was this box of quarters and there was these 2 boxes of nickels. And then I said, oh yeah, I just picked up some pennies. And they said, oh yeah, we've got more pennies. So they had got another 2 boxes worth of pennies in. So apparently the lady who brought these nickels in also brought in a bunch of pennies and a bunch of nickels and a bunch of quarters. They're all mixed in with these boxes. So I just said, I'll take everything. Whole shooting match. So anyway, so that's what I've got. I have a massive amount of pennies here to go through. I did do a little bit of end hunting. Didn't see anything too exciting. I think I saw 1 wheat penny on the end of one of these rolls. But that was about it. So who knows what I've got in here. But anyway, kind of excited to go through this. I got enough to keep me going for a little while. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull you back in a second, and we're going to go through this. I'll show you what I got in the 50-cent pieces, and we'll open this up together and see what's in here. And I'm going to get all this stuff off my desk before it collapses. So it's like about 100 pounds or maybe 120 pounds worth of coin on here. So I'll be back in a minute. Okay, so we're all settled here. I got everything set up that I want to go through today with you. I think what we'll do is we're going to do the nickels last. I'll just kind of talk about some of the other stuff that's in here. I haven't actually opened this yet, but I will take a quick look and see if there's anything in here of value. Sorry, I was just throwing my glasses on, make sure I can see what I'm doing here. I don't think I worry about saving this bag, so let's just move this out of the way for a sec. So these are the 50-cent pieces. I had actually noticed these at the branch that I was doing that dump at for a while, and I knew, well, I'm pretty sure they're all 2002 centennials, so they're in nice shape. But yeah, they're all the same here by the looks of it, 2002. And Yeah. So that's all right. You know, they're in pretty decent shape. So I may slab a couple of these up in some 2x2s and see if there's any interest in anybody wanting these. But yeah, so I got $10 worth of that. So 20 of these. And that was kind of the price I had to pay to take the nickels. Now I'm sure had I said no, I'm really not interested, they they would have let me buy the toonies or the nickels anyway. You know what? You kind of maintain your relationships with these tellers, and they are nice to you, and they do stuff like this. So we're going to come back to that in a sec. So this was from the first bank. So where she pulled out there's about $100 worth of nickel dollars and 50-cent pieces. So you can see as I pour this out there, a couple of these jumped out at me. So what I did as I was going through, I actually didn't find these until right near the end. I'll set these up here for a sec. So as I was going through all of them, I just saw a couple that were pretty decent shape. So you can see the back of, the obverse on this is in really good condition. It does have some nicks and so on. A couple scratches, but the gloss is really nice. And that is a 1978. So I'll check my book, see if that fills a hole. It won't fill a hole. I'm pretty sure I have that one. But see if it improves the one that I have in there. So we'll maybe take a look at that in a sec. And then I pulled out a bunch of 50-cent pieces that I thought I might need or that were just in really decent shape. So they're all in great condition. Yeah, 1977, nickel 50-cent piece. 1994, and I was just kind of quickly going through them, so I might even got duplicates. There's a 1999. Actually, I think that one fills a hole, if I remember correctly. 1978, again in great shape. A 2005, which I'm not sure. It might fill a hole. And then what else have I got here? A 1993. So I'll pull out my 50-cent binder in a second. We'll go through those. And then, of course, the three winners for 50 cents a piece. I found myself a 1960, a 1964, and a 1961 silver 50-cent piece. All three are young heads. And yeah, so $1.50, and there's, whatever. Silver's gone down a little bit in the last few days, so let's call it $25 in silver there. So that's a win as far as I'm concerned. They will not replace anything that I've got in my book. The ones in my book are much nicer than this, but from a silver stacking standpoint, that is what I'm looking for sure. Do I want to pull my book out? I don't know if this camera is set up properly to do that. Let's move these up here and see if you guys will be able to see my book without, I guess I could pull the camera off here. So this is my 50-cent piece collection. So I think we've gone through a lot of these before. So let's just, so you can see here the 1963, what did I say I had? 63, 60, and a 61. 60, 64, and 61. Yeah, so you can see I have pretty decent ones in all of those. There's my 64 and the 61, still better than that. 1960 actually is not the greatest, but that one is no worse, or no better. So those are good for the stack. And then let's just take a quick look here if this improves anything. So 78, yeah, it might improve that. That's a pretty nice one, but I think there's better gloss on this 78 here. So yeah, so that helps. What else we got in there? I think we had another one in the 70s, 77. So the 77 will be an improvement as well. So yeah, so it looks like I'll be able to improve most of the stuff in my book. And let's see if we've got any holes that I fill here. So I am looking for 1990, which I did not have, and a 93, and I needed a 92. 99, yeah. So yeah, I was missing a 99. I was pretty sure I was. So that will fill that hole. And then what was the other one? It's 2005. So we got 2002, and I am missing 2005. So yeah, so I filled a couple holes. The 78 in the dollars. I know, again, I have, but let's just take a quick look here. And yeah, I think that's an improvement over the 78 that I have. So All right, well, so I did all right there, filled in some stuff, and got some stuff to improve what I had in my collection. So I'm going to cut this here, and we'll open up this roll of nickels. It might be all 1945. My guess is it is, but we will find out together. All right, be back in a sec. All right, so this is that roll of nickels that we got here, and it's in one of these rather unique looking holders. So probably about a month or so ago, maybe a month and a half, I was on North Central Coins stream, and he ran across one of these rolls, and I was kind of laughing because it reminded me of my childhood when they used to give these out. So Royal Bank of Canada used to give these out to anybody who opened up or who brought in and made a deposit on their Leo Super Saver account. For those of you who remember that, those of you who are Canadian and were around at that point. And so I actually have a whole bunch of them, and I actually stumbled across them the other day. So they're kind of neat. They're not really practical, because once you use them, then they're gone. But yeah, these are still lying around. They were in a box somewhere, and after talking on North Central Coins stream there, I thought I'm gonna go see if I can find these. I'm pretty sure I still have them tucked away somewhere. So yeah, so you got the quarters. The dark blue ones are your quarters. They have, obviously, the white ones are your nickels. I just have, oh no, I have a couple of the dimes, the yellow ones, and pink one for the pennies, I guess. So anyway, I've had these sitting out since that point, and thought, I don't know when I'm going to ever talk about them, and but this seems like as good a time as any, because we've got a nickel roll with all these, or with one of these around it. So yeah, so let's crack this up open and see what we can find in here. Oh, they've been in there for a while. They were stuck pretty good, actually. So they could all be the same. Looks like they might be. I see another 1945 there. So let's just get these turned around so that they are kind of in line with the camera here. It's just easier to open them that way. And yeah, so these are 1945 war nickels. They are steel coated in a nickel and zinc chrome plating, basically. So they are, what do we consider, a chromer, or a chrome coated nickel. There are some varieties in this where the chrome didn't get applied properly. Those are ones to watch out for. They're worth a little bit more, and you can see, where the chrome has worn off. I don't know if that's showing up well. There we go. But you can see the rust showing through on all these. So that's quite typical of these coins, and fairly indicative when you get them. They're, of course, the 12-sided. The 45s are not, an uncommon date. I believe is somewhere around 18 million of them that were minted at that point, which is higher than the surrounding years. So if they're all 45s, well, yeah, so it looks like they might be. But let's just go through these and see if we have any that are missing the chrome, because that would be a nice find. All 45s, but you know what? I'll take it, whole roll of them. Yeah, 45, 45. Oh, there's a 44. So again, there is a variety on the 44 as well where the chrome is missing. They're, worth somewhat more. And then there is the tomback. If you can find a tomback in the 44, it is extremely expensive. Just looking at coins in Canada right now, it's showing about 88,000 for one. So I will go through these afterwards and see if I did find anything of any value, but I'm sure there are not very many of them around. So there's another 44. So we've got at least a couple dates in here. Another 44. 1945. Oh, there's another 44. So we got a few of them here. All, of course, King George VI on the obverse. Another 45. So none of them are in particularly great shape. They all are showing a bit of rust. But they're not horrible. But really, like, the wear is not the problem at all. It is simply that some of the rust, or some of them are rusting a bit. So 1945. This guy's all beat up. He is a 44 though. Another 1944. So that one's in pretty decent shape. Well, it's got some scratches on the back, or on the obverse, but it's got some good gloss on it. Another 44. Another 44. So I don't think we have any of the varieties here. I think all of these look like they have the chrome plating on them. They don't seem to be missing in any of these. Even this one here, which is pretty rusted, looks like what is left was the chrome. So, but you know what? That's still a nice find to get a bunch of those. So they're probably, 50 cents to $1.50 each, depending on the quality of them. So maybe a little bit more. That's it. That's all I'm going to go through today. I will go through all those pennies and quarters. Hopefully we run into some more old stuff. They did say that a bunch of those pennies and nickels and quarters were all brought in by this one little lady. So who knows? Maybe there's some more old stuff. I did peek through some of the ends on the boxes. Didn't see a whole lot in there. Nothing jumped out at me as being particularly exciting. But, there's a lot of coins there. So that should be fun to go through. We're looking forward to that hunt. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this, and welcome back. Sorry about that. I thought I would bring you back in here. It was worth to do one additional recap on this. So I did count up the coins that I have here, and I actually have 25 of the 45s, and I have 12 of the 1944s. So by my math, we're 3 nickels short, which would also probably explain why the Royal Bank stopped using these. As coins, kind of changed in diameter and size a little bit due to them reducing the nickel and copper and so on in all these coins. As you get into some of these older ones, which were maybe just a shade thicker, you run into problems like this where, like that was full. There was no gaps in there. And it's 3 nickels short. So technically I got ripped off 15 cents, but I'm not going to cry too much because these are worth more than 5 cents a piece by a long shot. So yeah, so that's one. And then the other thing that I noticed as I was going through them a little bit closer afterwards, we do actually have a no chrome or non-chromed coin here. So I don't know if that shows up well. Let's get that to focus. There we go. Oops, get my hand in there so you can see these better. So this one here is the chrome one, and you can see it's a little shinier, and then definitely the chrome coloration is kind of like a blue steel, like a stainless steel kind of look to it, whereas this is a little duller, still in great shape, lots of coating on there, but just not the chrome. So these ones are worth a little bit more. They're worth probably 3 times as much, maybe more than that even, of a chromed 1945 nickel. So definitely cool to have found that, and I'll add that to my collection. Yeah, so well, thanks for coming back in, guys, and you guys all take care. Bye now.
Let's just have a good time, live a good life. What you mean when you say you a new heights? What you mean when you play like all night? Nightlife is a highlight. I'm a fly guy, this is skyline. I don't got the time for my problems. I got the time to dissolve them. Music is my oxygen, I'm breathing, no stopping. Human but my oxygen, the music when it's dropping. Some about these vibes provided in these lines. I am trying to design the rhyme, checking my mind. Music be described, I got ahead of my time. Beat be prescribed, cause I feed it full of lines. Money ain't nothing, you turn it into something. I'm selling for the money, make you look real funny. Put my own name in discussion, I'm a hustler. Work real hard to show you that I'm coming, yeah.